Hi, I'm Stuart and welcome to SIRENNET Television. Taking a look at a product from the gang over at Whelen Engineering. It happens to be the Whelen TANF85. It is a linear traffic signaling device. Essentially what that means is in here right now are a total of 6 forward-facing diodes with the Whelen patented deflector in front of those diodes. That in turn bounces the light back into the reflector and in turn out into traffic. So again, the concept behind this product is to direct traffic. Now, there are certain rules in the United States about the type of traffic signaling device that can be used. This is what's known as a secondary device. In other words, it could be used on rural roads, city roads, but not necessarily as a primary warning traffic directional device on the interstates or the federally controlled roads. The reason behind that is that the actual size of the unit doesn't meet their specifications. And we do have DOT-approved traffic signaling devices available on the website, so you can go ahead and check those out. But a very nice unit this is, and again, if you're a county, city, or small government agency and you want to have a compact, high-output traffic signaling device, this is definitely something worth taking a look at. We'll take a look at the operation of it in a second, but we're also going to take a quick look at the switch box, which I'm holding here in my hand, and I'll explain to you a little bit about what goes on with relation to the switch box and the actual traffic unit right now. Well, as I said earlier, this is the actual control head, and it's pretty straightforward. You can clearly see indications of what you need to do shown here with this knob that you would basically rotate into the appropriate area, giving you instructions and indication of what you've actually switched it to. There also is an on-off switch. Center, of course, is off. The lower level is low power and high power is on the upper level. And then on this side here we have an array of LED modules, and basically what goes on here is it gives you indication as to what the traffic signaling device is actually doing. On the back of the unit you have a plug which will tie in with the actual traffic signaling unit, along with a 10 amp fuse and a power cable which plugs directly into the back of the unit as well. Also, you can see here right in this corner are a set of dip switches, and basically by following the instructions on the website or on the PDF, or that come also in the box, you can also clearly see what you need to do with those dip switches, and they in turn will control how the unit will function in relation to the type of signaling that it'll give. So in other words, it can speed up, it can slow down, it decides by correcting those dip switches in there to get it to do what you need it to do. So let's go up right now, and we're going to go turn on this particular TA. You get a chance to take a quick look at it. Well, right now, of course, depending on how you're looking at the screen, but this is going to what would be my right. Now we're going to switch it over now so it goes to the left. Now again, those dip switches that I talked about at the back of the unit, they can be preset, and in doing so that will control the speed rate that this particular unit will flash at. And we'll go to a split. And then finally we have a random. Now this particular unit right now is operating on low power, and that's when the switch is pointed to its lowest level or pointing downwards, and a little indication will come on showing low. I'm going to switch it up to high power, and there we can see a substantial jump in output. The low power approximately drops at about 50%. So I'm going to switch it again to split. Well, there you have it, Whelen's TANF85. It's available here at SIRENNET. I'm Stuart, and you've been watching SIRENNET Television.